Thomas. It's up for grabs now.
Magic ball from Bergkamp to Patrick Vieira.
Oh, would you believe it? Oh, right. What a way to get it.
Fabulous solo goal by Thierry Henry.
Wow. So yeah, that was an amazing intro. And if you guys haven't already checked that out, check out more of the stuff on the channel. I'm here with Lev. Yo, Lev, what's good?
All good, man. All good. Still getting over the result from yesterday. So I'll let you with this one today, man. I'm still recovering.
Hey, man. You know what? I'm just not going to. A lot of people just know certain. Even people who are negative at this point are just very like, it's whatever. You can't beat yourself about it. At some points, you have to just switch off your emotions and try to get used to it. Because we have not been this team that has not been amazing for I would say 12 years, or 2018 2017 season was the last 2008 2007 season was the last season that I can say Arsenal were this amazing juggernaut of a team that could possibly win the league. Even the Leicester year, we were not this team that could possibly win the league. We struggled to compete the past couple of seasons. Look, he's drinking his drink. He knows it. But yeah,
No.
Guys,
this is just water, man. It's just water.
I'll tell you this. Let's lay the groundwork. Let's show people what happened this weekend that led up to the situation. And yo, big up to Indiana in the comment section already. That's my guy. But yeah.
Indiana. Yeah. So
yeah,
what do you want, bro? You want your screen share?
Yeah, I want to show people what happened, what took place throughout the weekend that got my hopes up for the situation. So going into the weekend, don't forget where we were on the table. We were right in the thick of things. I think we were 8th. We had 9 points, and we're just a little bit away from the top teams, right? But now it looks completely different, obviously. So the first game took place. Aston Villa lost, which was a good result for us because Aston Villa were obviously 3 points ahead of us, which they still are. Then you had the Man City game versus West Ham. West Ham actually took it to Manchester City, and it made that result against Arsenal versus Man City versus West Ham look a lot better because we won that game at the end, if you remember, 2-1. And a lot of people were saying we were terrible that game, but you know what? Now that we've seen them go to Manchester, and take it to Manchester City, take it to Leicester and beat Leicester, it doesn't look so bad, does it now? Then you have the other game, the game of the week that everyone was talking about, Manchester United versus Chelsea. That game ending in a draw was very favorable to us again. Once again, another situation where we've seen an opportunity to capitalize and jump more points ahead of our rivals, Chelsea and Manchester United, because they both dropped points. Liverpool at one point were even down 1-0 to Sheffield United, so that was another opportunity where we could have jumped ahead of jumped closer to Liverpool, closer up. And at some points, people on Twitter were going this far. Lev, they were saying title challenge. They're saying we get a couple more games, we beat Manchester United, we beat Leicester, we're right back in the race. Why not include us in the title conversation when you're including all these other teams? You know what I mean? That's what people are talking about. But obviously we can't get overhyped, we can't get carried away. But you know me. What am I gonna do?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it in, and I'm just gonna say, you know what, everything's going our way. But you know what happens when everything goes our way? Even Everton losing, Wolves drawing, every single one of our rivals drew. Before we even get to the score, you look at the team that they played before the game started. The team they played before the game started, Leicester's lineup, everything is in your favor. 27 years they have not beat us at home. 1973 was the last time they beat us. So you have the caveat of almost all our rivals dropping points. You have the caveat of Jamie Vardy not playing. You have the caveat of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang playing with Lacazette, Saka, Danny Ceballos. You got Tierney. You got Gabriel. You got Leno. We have this spine that we keep talking about. Everything's looking great. The game begins. What happens during the game? The first seconds of the game, you know what happened? It started off miraculously. It started off beautiful, off a corner, set piece. Lacazette scored. Lacazette scored. Everyone's celebrating.
I'll
We
ask you
thought we,
about. I'll ask you about that in a bit, Egal, because like,
we thought we were one. We
I'm
thought we were
fuming about
up.
that.
We thought we were up. The game was started. The game kicked off. Tell me what you thought about this point.
Do you know what? Yeah, and this would have changed the whole thing for me because it's a game of fine lines, isn't it? Because if we had this goal, Leicester's game would have had to change. They would have had to come out. They wouldn't have been in that low block anymore, and then it would have been a totally different game. We would have had more space in behind to run into. So, I mean, bearing in mind when you watch that Man United game the day before, where Maguire was literally wrestling someone in the box, and they didn't even look at it, but yet somehow Xhaka skips and apparently is judged to have been sort of interfering with play. When let's be honest, I don't think Schmeichel would have got anywhere near it anyway. But it's done now, innit? It's done. That's where I was at. I was fuming.
We're
I'm
gonna
not gonna
go
lie.
into that, but first, let me just get to one of the comments. We got old school Gunnar in the house. He's saying, "Evening, Lev. Well, this will be interesting," with the laughing emoji. Then you got Aaron. If you could put the super chat up, Aaron
Yeah, man.
Benjamin. What does
Let's
he
put it
say?
up.
He says, "Where is Shaheen? Has great opinions. You guys have a great podcast. Keep it up, Lev. Big up to you, Lev." He says,
Oh my god, you're
"Egal,
missing Shaheen, yeah? So Aaron
Egal,
Benjamin,
my
you're paying
dude."
money and you're asking me where Shaheen is.
You got C saying, "Egal, my dude." You got old school Gunnar in the house correcting me. Yes, it is 47 years, not 27 years. It was 27 wins.
Woo!
No, 27 matches where in the Premier League where we haven't lost to them. But it's been 70, what is it, 47 years. Wow. You got Kesh in the house saying, "Hit that like button, peeps." And then anybody, we'll read out the comments as we go on. I need you guys to comment down below if what you guys thought about the game, any thoughts, anything we say at this point. Interact with us so we can interact back with you. That would be great going forward. And if you're watching the playback, put in your comment section what you thought about this game, because we're going to get in depth into this game. Now, the next part I want to talk about, you said you didn't know how they would disallow that. I also thought, I was so confused why they disallowed that goal. The commentary in the thing, they said Lacazette flicked it on from the corner and it hit the post. It looked like Aubameyang got a touch on it on the far post, but it wouldn't count if he did. Aubameyang did not get a touch on it. The thing that disallowed the goal was Granit Xhaka being in the sight line of the goalkeeper, which we seen after the game. It was nowhere near that. So I don't know why VAR once again couldn't have gotten involved in that, but I guess VAR didn't. You had the situations throughout the game. You seen Dani Ceballos. He struggled, man. He struggled. Tell me what you thought about Dani Ceballos today.
He was way off. He was way off the pace. Way off the pace, Egal. Like he didn't look ready for that game. He didn't look ready. He was slow on the turn. He looked weak. He gave the ball away continually. And let's be honest, he's not the answer to the creativity issue. He's more of an 8 than a 10. So I doubt he should have even started having a look at him. But you know, obviously Arteta thought different.
Yeah, the tactics were really weird. But let's just look at another comment. You got a comment here saying, "First time I've ever seen Leicester beat us in our lifetime. Embarrassing," says the man up here. Then you got old school Gunnar saying,
thanks
"It
for
still
that.
hurts." It still hurts.
Yeah.
You got on 1999 saying, "I can't believe Ozil can't play football for footballing reasons, but Mustafi can." Shame. We're gonna get to that.
Don't even go into that, Johan.
Yeah, we're
Don't
gonna
even
get to
start me off on
Mustafi.
that.
We're gonna get to Mustafi. Now, do you want to talk about Schmeichel didn't get tested, really. We did not test him. We did not test him. We created chances. Don't tell me we didn't create chances, but we did not test the goal. We did not test the Leicester goalkeeper. The Leicester goalkeeper had a breeze of a day with us. He had a breeze. What did you think about him? Like, did we test him at all?
No, we didn't test him, but the frustrating thing in the first half for me is we got into some really, really good positions. Bellerin got into a couple of good positions. I think if Bellerin made a decision quicker, there was a ball over the top. Now, the big deciding factor for me at that time, the big crucial factor in the first half was Luis hitting the angles on the fullbacks. Right, it was picking out Tierney, it was picking out Bellerin. And there was a chance where Bellerin had got through, good first touch, didn't make a decision quick enough. There was another one, Tierney crossed it in. Apparently, the commentator was saying crossed it in too hard for Lacazette, which I don't agree with. We got in some good positions in that final third. We didn't make it count. So no, really, we didn't test Michael enough. Is the answer in a long-winded way?
Okay. Lacazette. Where do I begin? Now, there's an easy way to go. The easy way for people to go is to use him as an scapegoat and say it's Lacazette's missed chance that lost us the game. It's Lacazette's missed chance that did this. It's Lacazette's this. Don't forget, he's the man who just scored and got his goal disallowed. So as a striker, he did his first job. They disallowed it. He got a chance. He missed that chance. Yes. People saying Aubameyang should be playing there instead of Lacazette, which I understand. But at the same time, we get why Aubameyang was playing on the left. He did offer a lot from us from the left last season. Now, to give you my final verdict, I'll say this. Lacazette missed that chance because he was not brave enough to go for that shot. He can get criticized for that. But to say he needs to be dropped because of missing that one chance, you have to realize who's behind him. You're going to play Aubameyang there in that role. You can do that. Or you're going to play Eddie Nketiah. If you're telling me Eddie Nketiah is going to offer us more than Lacazette, you're lying to yourself. Let's be honest. Eddie Nketiah is not going to offer you more. But if you're saying Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang playing up top makes more sense, then don't make fun of don't make fun of him if he can't hold up the ball. Don't make fun of him if he makes mistakes because he does not have the hold-up play to play as a center forward in an Arteta system. So you have to pick your battles. If you're going to say Aubameyang needs to play up top because he's going to finish the chances, fine. But then when Aubameyang makes a mistake and he can't hold up the ball and the ball bounces off him because his touch is not great when he receives the ball with his back to goal. That is my point. People need to stop
Egal, can I ask you a question, bro?
Can
I ask you a question? Yeah. Sorry to interrupt. I'll ask you a question, yeah? You were saying, I'm a firm believer that your striker should play down the middle, right? Okay, so you've mentioned there that, okay, he scored a lot of goals from the left last season, but he was playing on the right. That don't make sense to me. And then do you not feel that teams are starting to work that out? I mean, if you saw the Man City game the week before, they put Kyle Walker in that space. Totally nullified Aubameyang. I think teams are starting to work this out. And I don't think you're getting the best out of Aubameyang playing him out wide. At least if he's playing off the shoulder of a centre-back, he can go in either side. But the problem we have, we'll probably touch on, and I'll leave that to you, is that creativity, that lack of creativity to slip him in.
Listen, there is a beautiful artist that said, to the left, everything you own, to the box, to the left. And this is what Arteta's doing. Everything he has, he's putting to the left. He puts Saka on the left. He put Aubameyang on the left. He puts Tierney on the left. He puts Gabriel on the left. Every time we attack, it's from the left. Do you know why? Because we isolate the person who's on the right and they can't create enough. Majority of our passing ability comes from that left-hand side with Saka, Tierney, even Gabriel, and that is why we play so much from the left. Those guys offer us more going forward from that side, and then we have an overload on the left-hand side. When you play Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang on the right, when you play Pepe on the right, when you play Willian on the right, why do you think they perform bad? It's not just because they're poor players. It's not because Pepe's been bad. It's not because Willian is hot and cold. It's because when you have no balance to your attack and everything comes from one direction, you become so predictable that the team just has to sit back and realize, hey, they're not doing nothing from the middle. The midfield, they're not using it. They don't care about attacking from the middle. And when they do attack from the middle, Partey comes and passes the ball from the middle to Xhaka. Xhaka immediately passes it back to Gabriel. So it's an ever revolving circle. You know what it is? It's one step forward, two steps back. One step forward, two steps back. And we never seem to be getting that one killer pass to get us to that goal. El Neni might need to start playing because at the end of the day, he did offer us more in that Europa League game. He did offer us more in that Europa League game than Xhaka.
It's a sad state of affairs when we're having to rely on El Neni for some creativity, bro. Like, come on. Like, these guys are sideways passers. You know, El Neni's a sideways passer. Xhaka is a sideways passer. Sometimes he goes for the odd long ball. I'd like you to touch on the whole Xhaka thing because for me, I mean, everyone's telling me that, you know, he played in a 3 in the midfield, but he was so deep. I'd like you to, you know, I'd like to hear your thoughts on that. But
before I get back on
we
Xhaka,
had no lines, did we? Yeah.
Before we get on Xhaka, the best chances of creativity from our midfield into our attacking third was through Bellerin. And Bellerin squandered that touch every time he had the ball in a good attacking part of the field. He would make a good run. Give him that. But
Yeah. Yeah.
give Ainsley a chance. It's done. The Bellerin experiment it's been happening for so many years. It's been letting us down for so many years. He does not offer enough balance defensively and attacking wise. At this point, he doesn't offer us much defensively, and attacking wise, he's very clumsy. I love Arsenal and I love all our players and I back them. And I think Bellerin, as long as he's wearing the kit and he's on the pitch, I'm gonna back him. But right now I have to be critical. He could have got sent off. He could have got a red card, and he had 3 to 4 clear-cut chances to cross the ball in. He was unable to do neither of them. As much as we make fun of Xhaka, as much as we make fun of Lacazette, you have to also get on Bellerin today.
I mean, look, Bellerin, I think on one of those opportunities, he should have gone for goal. The one that we played through over the top, touched it. He took too long to make a decision, and it got shut down. He should have had a shot, in my opinion. But you're right. But look, I have to say this about Bellerin. He looks like he's got a little bit of pace back. He made the right type of runs. We are relying on the fullbacks, it appears. He's relying on Tierney and Bellerin to give us that width in behind. What I'm not understanding is, if we've got wingers, why are we not just playing them as wingers and playing a centre forward down the middle? Why are we is he not overcomplicating it, is what I'm asking Egal. I think right now he's overcomplicating it.
Sometimes you can do too much as a manager, and I think yes, at times he is overcomplicating things. Like playing Aubameyang on the right makes absolutely no sense. We all can see that. Not playing Ainsley as a right back and just trying to see if he offers us more doesn't make sense. When you finally play a flat back 4, David Luiz gets injured. Your first option is to bring in Mustafi. That makes no sense, right?
Oh,
There's a lot of things that don't make sense. But the one thing that was impressive was David Luiz, Gabriel, and Tierney, and their passing ability from the back is our biggest creative options. And we spoke about this earlier in the earlier. We were just talking about this. You were talking about it. How David Luiz was offering us the most, and his pass was the pass that went to Bellerin from a center back role to a right back near the box. He created a lot of chances, and finishing the game, who do you think created the most chances? It was himself, Tierney, and surprisingly, it was Bellerin who had the best chances. But unfortunately, they just could not finish their dinner. Nobody could finish their dinner. Lacazette got a good chance. Aubameyang got a good chance. And once David Luiz got injured, you know what happened. The moment that happened, on came on Jamie Vardy. So it was almost like immediate. So you see 49th minute, Mustafi comes off. Then what happens? 60th minute, Jamie Vardy comes on. It felt like it happened so quick, but it took 10 minutes for it to happen. But the moment he came on, you know what we did? Granit Xhaka became a left center back, and we went back to a back 3. It was Xhaka on the left.
Egal, sorry, bro. This is my problem. For me, it was just as dangerous to bring on Mustafi as it was for them to bring on Vardy. I'll be straight with you. I have no confidence in him at all whatsoever. Now, where my frustration lies is, you got Leicester. They've got Fofana at the back, right?
Yeah.
He partnered Saliba at St Etienne. He's starting for Leicester, but Saliba, who we paid 28 million for, is deemed not good enough to start or play in this team or come on a sub ahead of Mustafi, who is shocking at the best of times. I don't understand it. Please explain. Like, how?
Okay. At this point, I don't know what happened, but is he even in the Premier League team? That's what I'm worried about. I don't even know if he's in the Premier League roster, and can he play? Because Fofana came in and he looked levels above Mustafi or any of those guys, and dare I say, did we buy the wrong one? Did we buy the wrong guy?
How do we know? How do we know? Maybe you're right. Maybe that's what's happened. Maybe they've watched Saint Etienne and they look really good with the two centre backs. Thought it was Saliba, and it was Fofana. But I can't believe that if they're both decent centre backs, I can't believe they're not better than Mustafi. Surely, like there's something not adding up here.
I have no idea, man. Now, this guy came on under. He came on for Harvey Barnes, okay? And in his 15 minutes, he outperformed the whole Arsenal attack with that one assist, that run, and he won man of the match.
What? He got man of the match.
He played 15
I didn't even
minutes
stick
and got
around
man
to
of the
see
match.
it.
He played 15 minutes and got man of the match.
But that just says how poor the game was, doesn't it? Really?
Okay.
To be honest with
you. Statistics. They say men lies, but numbers don't lie. Today, if you look at the numbers, they lie, because the numbers tell you that we should have somehow gotten something out of this, something out of this game. Because statistically, XG wise, it was the same. But Jamie Vardy's goal happens. At this point, when Jamie Vardy's goals happens, are you expecting us to get anything from this game?
Do you know what? I'll be honest with you. I was expecting us to do a lot more at home. I was thinking, you know what? We've had two difficult games away against the two best teams in the league. You know, you could have argued on another luckier day, we could have maybe got a result in one of those two games. I expected more. I expected us to go for the jugular. I thought we were going to really go for it. But the first half, we didn't play too bad, in my opinion. Apart from in the final third, that creativity is lacking. But I expected more from us. So, yeah, I mean, maybe I'm just being naive, but I did expect us to do something. But clearly, again, I knew that Vardy was going to score. As the game went on, I knew that Vardy was going to score. I just knew it.
Can I pinpoint something in this image? Can I?
Yeah.
Can you see Mustafi? Can you see Mustafi in this image?
No.
You see where he is? Do you see where he is?
It's crazy. Yeah.
Mustafi is by far, and then you also have another one. It's just these guys. They're uncoachable. When even if Arteta tries his best, they're gonna let him down. Now let's just quickly finish the game off. Tierney came off for Eddie Nketiah. Late substitution again by Arteta. Albrighton came on for Maddison, and then nothing happens. Xhaka gets booked, and the game ends 1-0. And you know what? That is all she wrote for that game. Like, Brendan Rodgers got it spot on. His game plan was keep it tight, bring on Vardy, and and smash and grab and nick a win at the end. Let's just read some of these comments before we continue. You got Kesh saying the ball went off the post, no chance for the keeper. Keeper was nowhere near it. Oh, okay. And then you got Danny.
I can't see him.
Kesh also says Danny wasn't fit.
Wasn't fit. Yeah. I agree with you, Kesh. 100%. He was way off the mark. Way off the mark.
If you want, you can read the next one.
After this one is Suresh. No, you go for it, bro. Go for it. Sujesh.
No, you do it.
Sujesh 0-1. VAR will go for and against us the whole season, but we can't use that as an excuse why we didn't win. We have to create more and be a lot more clinical. Well, yeah, agree with you, bro. 100% agree with you. But we don't have that creativity right now. That's another subject we can go on to. Go for it, man.
Now, if you look at the numbers tell you we created more chances than Leicester. We did have two clear-cut chances. Leicester did not have as many. But don't forget, Leicester also had a couple situations where they took shots where Maddison almost caught Leno off his line. Leno was moving mad again. I was worried a couple times.
Man, he's having an issue with his kicking right now. I don't understand what it is. Like, I thought the whole point of him being brought in was because he was better on the ball. But clearly, I don't know if he's just having a bad pass. Sorry, Egal, man.
Okay, look at this. Kristen says, for Foden is better than Saliba. You guys should have signed him. And this is coming from a Manchester United fan.
Oh my god! Like really, they're all coming in now and they're hitting us with this. They're all doing this
Yeah.
to us. Sujesh as well is saying, like, let's have a look at Sujesh here. He's saying, I don't see why we don't play with two up front and have Uber run off Laka when he drops deeper to receive the ball. Don't know about that. There's Egal here. Why not Sentiment FC, Salam Brothers, Old School Gooner.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a point.
There you go, bro. There's Old School Gooner.
Old School Gunnar, what's good? I'm just wondering what the instructions are from Arteta giving these players, because I don't see anything from the players. Real freedom to express themselves. It's all rigid. I get it.
Oh my
I'm
god.
gonna take the point.
Look at this comment. Why not Sentiment FC? Why? Yeah, we bought St. Etienne's Maguire instead of the. Leave it out, bro. Come on now. Why not Sentiment FC? Let's leave that. I don't know yet. We don't know. Sorry, bro. Carry on.
Okay, I have a point. This is a debate now. If I were to ask you, make a case why people are questioning Arteta. Do you see it? Because I don't see why people are questioning Arteta. Arteta has made us a better team against the top teams. He's made us a better defensive team. Yes, we are not creating enough chances, but at the same time, people can't make fun of our team and make fun of the squad and then make fun of Arteta. How many times are you going to criticize a manager until you realize it's the players who are making the mistakes? It's always one manager and 25-man squad. To me, it's a 25-man squad that's the problem. It's not the manager. We have a manager who's shown that with the right pieces, he could possibly do something. He's already won an English trophy. He won with Manchester City. Manchester City, ever since he's left Manchester City, their defense has not looked as good. You know what I mean? Maybe Arteta's a good defensive coach, but at the same time, he has shown that he can make mistakes. So I get some things, but I don't get all the overreactions. You jump in, let me know what you think, man, because it's kind of overreactions.
Look, I'll say this, right? I'm a firm believer that you've got to give someone a proper chance, right? At the end of the day, he's inherited a lot of these problems. Let's be honest, right? And he's also inherited the impatience of the fans because of these problems. So whereas before, if it was like maybe if he had come in, I don't know, after a successful period, we would have been a little bit more sort of, okay, let's give him a chance. He had a frustrated fan base. So it's a lot to ask from him, from a team, a squad that a lot of them are not his players. The problem is he can't shift a lot of that dead wood. That's how bad that recruitment was. You got Mustafi, you can't get rid of. You got Socrates, you can't get rid of. You got Guendouzi, you can't do anything with. It's questionable. Some of the things he's done recently has been questionable, though. You're right. He's going to make mistakes on the job. We shouldn't like think though we can't question some of the things he's doing, because he has done some things. To me, I think he might be overcomplicating based on what he's seen with his time at Pep had a better team. He could try more. He had more quality, more creativity. So maybe if there is a criticism for me, maybe he's overcomplicating things right now, like putting Uber out on the right or the left. Playing Willian down the middle, that didn't make sense to me in a false number 9 position. His insistence on playing certain players that maybe aren't delivering at the moment, dropping players that are, like Ainsley Maitland-Niles. What does he need to do to get a game? Like, for me, Ainsley Maitland-Niles has never let us down. He's hardly let us down. So for me, there's a bit of an issue. He's rewarding, letting players get away with bad performances, and then there's players that are playing well that are being dropped. There is, if I've got a criticism, that's where it is right now.
I'm in the business of getting results. To me, if the culture changes and we become a defensive team and we're winning games, I don't think I would be upset. Some people you cannot mix up the identity of Arsene Wenger's Arsenal as the identity of Arsenal. Because if you remember, there was Arsenal before Arsene Wenger, and that was a defensive Arsenal. That was 1-0 to the Arsenal. We would always win. For God's sake, there's a song to the Arsenal 1-0. And if you guys don't know, there's a song. and this is literally how we used to play. And to me, I think Arteta's he's trying to change the culture at Arsenal. He's trying to change the culture, and there's a bunch of fans who are uncomfortable with the culture change that is currently going on at the Emirates. That's what I think. What do you think?
The fundamental flaw in this decision, theoretically he's making the right moves. He's doing a little bit what Lampard's doing at Chelsea. I mean, Lampard said a very important thing for me in that interview after the United game. They said, look, you're not scoring at the moment. You didn't score today. He said, look, my job is at the moment, we've got a front three that I know will come good. It's stopping the goals at the back. And I think Arsenal's done the same thing. He's gone in with that mentality that we were getting smashed before. We were going gung-ho with old the mentality was to attack, wasn't it? And we were still doing that, but we didn't have the team to do it, and we didn't have the defense to do it. So we were shipping goals left, right, and centre. So on there with the view to solidify the back with the front line we've got, it should come good eventually. The fundamental issue with this philosophy and this idea right now is that link between midfield striker. The minute we get that ball, we don't shift it quick enough for the front three. We're wasting that front three right now. That front three is not getting picked out. Pepe is making runs, hasn't been picked out. He's now being questioned by the fans. He's being dropped. Aubameyang is not being picked out. He's being played left. He's being played right. Lacazette, we don't have that player with vision to think that split second quicker on the break and to make the most of those positions.
Pump the brakes. We complain about our creativity. Manchester City have played one less game than us, right? But they have a creativity issue also right now. Kevin De Bruyne is out. They don't. Yes, they have a much better team than us, but these things happen at the beginning of the season where teams are not. They haven't found themselves. They still don't know who they are. Think about last year, Manchester United. Who would have predicted they finished third at the end of the season? They started off the season so poorly. At certain points of the season, they were in the relegation zone or close to the relegation zone, and they ended up finishing third. It's not about how you start; it's about how you finish. And we're in a result-based league. My whole thing is this match today, it hurts. Yesterday, it hurt even more. Tomorrow, it still might hurt. But next week, if we beat Manchester United, if at the end of the season we win the Europa League or get to Champions League by the league, will people remember this game? I don't think so.
So let me ask you this question, Egal. Where is creativity going to come from? Where is the link from the time we receive that ball, play it to Partey, for example? Where does it go from there? Where is the link? Where is the creativity?
I think as much as I love Lacazette, I finally have come around to the fact that we have to play Aubameyang up top. It offers us more of a threat, and it also takes away more of the defenders that can concentrate on other players. Because if Aubameyang's on the wing, you only need one man to mark him. But if he's in the middle, more than two people have to pay attention to him. I would say a key to me going forward is going to be one of Pepe or Willian playing on the right, one of Saka or Ceballos playing in 10, and to me, Martinelli is going to stamp his authority as that left side attacker. When Martinelli comes back fit, I feel like we're going to have a fluid attack with Martinelli, Aubameyang, one of Willian or Pepe, and with Saka behind them in the 10. And I would play a midfield of any of Ceballos, Danny Ceballos, Xhaka, or El Neni next to Partey in a pivot with Saka up in front. That's what I think. So at least Saka can now attack, and he can come back and defend from the midfield. And even, call me crazy, Ainsley has to play as right back, center back pairing. As long as Gabriel is next to somebody besides Mustafi or Socrates or Kolasinac, I'm okay with it. And left back has to be Tierney. Our team picks itself now, in my opinion. There's only a couple of spots that are ifs and buts and maybes. But what do you guys think in the comment section? Tell me, guys, what you guys think. Do you guys think that this team is that far away from being in that top four? because to me, we're not a mid-table team. We're not where we deserve. We're not a team that is going to finish 8th. We're going to finish in the top 4 this season. And call me crazy, but that's where I think we're going to finish. And I think we're going to turn it around. And the creativity is going to come from the front 3 that establishes themselves this season. I think it's going to be Pepe, Aubameyang, and Martinelli.
I'll tell you what, Egal. I had the same mentality as you. I think, and I was thinking going in the right direction. I think it is. I still worry that the Hwasam or missing out on him is going to be the crucial factor for us, because we had one player like that. We have one player like that, and I don't really want to mention his name. We have one player like that, and we've created a situation we can't even use him right now. Even from now to the end, and sort of to the transfer window in January, we could have used him with about 20, 25 minutes to go. We could have used him. I understand what you're going with the Saka thing. Maybe can play a 10 type role. It might be better for him because he can go either side. Whereas right now we're limiting him on one side, and it's very difficult when he's playing on the wing. All the fullbacks in the Premiership, 90% of them are super quick. So it's difficult to limit him there. So Saka might be the option for me. But that's my concern now is, yes, you're mentioning the front 3. We can keep mentioning the front 3, but it's like having a gun with no bullets right now. We don't have anybody providing the ammunition. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like we've got heavy artillery up top. We've got a solid, we're starting to get more of a solid back line. But in that barrel, there's no bullets. There's providing the ammunition. So that's my concern. And I think the teams are working us out. That's the only concern for me now. If they're working us out and we don't have somebody that can do something out of the norm, we're going to have issues. So it's a big time for Arteta. This is a real big test for him. I think you're right. I would probably go with someone like Saka in that sort of role, and maybe then put in another winger like Pepe or Willian, like you're saying.
Or Emil
I do think he's. Do you know what? Emil Smith for me is better than Willock, right? But Willock's getting the games. These are the things that are not making sense to me. How many times have we given Willock an opportunity?
You know what? Physicality and everything else.
Willock's not really performed, and we've given him plenty of opportunities. So, if we're not going to have someone signed right now, Emil Smith Rowe, give him an opportunity. We haven't even seen him in any of the lesser tournaments either. So that's a concern for me. And Saliba, again, like we were talking earlier on, we haven't seen him in any of the lesser tournaments, not even in Carabao. So what is going on?
Listen,
anyway, like, bro, you can go through the chat.
The meltdown makes no sense. To Man City, we lost 1-0 to Leicester. We lost 3-0 to 3-1 to Liverpool. These are not batterings. Maybe the Liverpool game, you could say, you shouldn't be losing 3-1. But come on, guys. It's not like we're losing 5-2 to Leicester like Man City did. It's not like we're losing the way other teams like 7-2, the way Liverpool did. These are respectable, tight games where if a small margin, it could have gone the other way. And you know what? It was just not our day. I'm still upset, of course. But when fans are going too far to the left, like Arteta's tactics at times, we need to calm down and bring ourselves back to the center. And I'm trying to be objective here. And you know what? It's not usually this negative where I'm in the middle now. It's almost like it's always kind of crazy, but it's never this bad where it's like I'm almost in the middle now. That's how crazy it is. But yeah, I'm worried. I'll tell you this. I'm worried, but I can still see some optimism because we have the Europa League to win and we can still get top 4. And don't forget, a lot of these teams that are competing against us, it's not like we're behind them. We're all tied on the same points pretty much.
That's the one thing I was going to say, Egal. Is it just going to be one of those leagues this season where everyone is beating everyone? I mean, it wasn't that long ago. Chelsea lost 5-2, for example. The teams are beating each other. Maybe everyone's sort of improved altogether. The lesser teams have got better players. I agree with you on that. My concern, when David Luiz is our best outlet to create chances, there's something wrong there. You can't deny that. There is something wrong there. I'm not overreacting, by the way. I mean, I believe in Arteta and what he's doing, but has he been backed? Is my question. He clearly wanted both Quasimodo and Partey, and you can see why now. Those two would have changed things for us moving forward. But at the moment, these are the same players that let down Wenger, let down Emery, and now are letting Arteta. So until these guys are weeded out, and here's another one. Like, I'll throw this at you, Egal. Obviously, I've seen today that apparently Mustafi has turned down the contract. Who the hell is offering Mustafi an extension?
What are you doing?
Tell me.
Okay, I'm not gonna yell.
Well,
I'm not
there's
gonna
got
yell.
to be something wrong there,
I'm not
man.
gonna yell.
There's got to be something.
But oh my god, like when I seen that, I said to myself, Edu, oh my god, calm down.
We're getting buoyed off. We're getting buoyed off by Mustafi. Like, we should be chucking him out. Instead, we're offering him an extension. So you mentioned Arteta again. He's come out. You know, he's taken the responsible for Ozil. He's saying signings are all his thing. That means Mustafi must be down to him too. He's offering Mustafi a contract,
they're trying to
an
listen,
extension.
Listen, let me be subjective here. I mean objective. They're trying to protect an asset in which they couldn't sell last summer, which makes no sense. They should just let him go, but I don't get it. I'm even trying to make it make sense, but I still don't get it. I absolutely don't get it. And you know me, I'm like, I back all the players, even though some of them are not good enough. I'll still back them. My whole thing is this whole Emery Arteta comparison now that people are bringing out. Have you seen it?
Yeah. Well,
it's absolutely it's a
certain
joke.
accounts.
It's a joke.
Why do you think it's a joke? Break it down for me. Why do you think it's a joke? I'm interested to hear.
Okay. First things first. They're only counting the Premier League games, right? If you can remember, the reason is because Arteta hasn't played too many European games also. And also Emery's record in Europe for Arsenal, we won a lot of our games, let's be honest. We did not lose many games. So of course, it would be even more skewed in Emery's favor. But the thing they're not doing is they're not doing Emery's last games. They're doing Emery's first 26 games to Arteta's first 26 games. They're not telling you the fact that Arteta won a trophy with Arsenal. They're not telling you the fact that it's these games were picked up from the first game after the Man City game. Not the first 26 games. It's the first games after the Manchester City game. Because I looked at it and I looked at it deeply. It doesn't seem like the Manchester City game is included. It doesn't seem like for Arteta, they included the Everton game in which he was the manager, but he wasn't actually the manager. Guess who the manager was that game? Freddie Ljungberg. So they're doing stuff to make it more skewed, to make it look worse than it actually is. Now, one thing I will give Emery, he scored a lot of goals. He had a creative team, but he did have better options in Ramsey, in Ozil playing. Even at times you could see we had a better system, right? He did have more players to his disposal. He had more leaders with Nacho Monreal, with Kashani. He had more leadership. He still had a weak midfield, but he had a little bit more options. But he's also the same guy who got rid of. Who did he get rid of? Didn't he get rid of Jack Wilshere? Didn't he get rid of Aaron Ramsey? Didn't he get rid of some of these guys that we have in our midfield that we've been saying get rid of them for a long time? And then now that we get rid of Aaron Ramsey, people finally realize, oh, he was a good player for us. Now that we get rid of Theo Walcott, people are saying, oh, he's better than Pepe. So at the end of the day, my whole thing is, let me break it all down. When you have Emery, you're saying he's garbage. Now that we have Arteta, you're trying to compare him to Emery and saying, discrediting Arteta. Be happy with what you have and stop disrespecting and belittling everything we have. It's our own fan base who constantly make fun of ourselves. Let rivals make fun of us. We already have enough pressure from rivals. We don't need to put pressure on ourselves. Enjoy what we have. We had a good run with Arteta, and he's still managing. He's still learning. Oh my God, we were supposed to only go for 30 minutes, but we went for 45 minutes. I don't care. I love this. I love this game, and I appreciate all you guys coming on. If you guys haven't already subscribed, subscribe, like that video. There's 13. There's what is it? 20 people right now, or 13 people. It keeps changing, but all you guys, tell me what you guys think. Will we remember this game? If you say at the end of the season, if you think you're going to remember this game, put Vardy. If you think we will not remember this game, put top 4. And if you think we're not going to get top 4, put Europa. You guys tell me what you guys think is going to happen at the end of the season. But yeah,
you know what? Right, it's interesting what you just said there very quickly, yeah, because I know you got to wrap up. Look, I do agree with you that the media outlets know how to trigger our fan base, right? So I think it was ESPN that put that out, wasn't it? From what I remember, those stats.
It was Sky. It was Sky.
Was it Sky? Okay.
No.
They know how.
It was those people who should not be named.
I swear it was ESPN.
It was the Sun.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. All right. They know how to trigger the fan base. We are very active on social media, and they know that we're waiting for that, that moment to pounce. So yeah, I see what you're saying. They handpicked the stats. So what you're saying is the first 26 compared to Arteta's first, but they didn't continue it onto where he started to have the slump and which cost him his job. So that's a good point, and that's something we all need to sort of look at. There's a few people put in top 4. Someone else has put in Europa. That's you put that.
That's me. Yeah.
Yeah. So look, I hear what you're saying. I'm hoping you're right. But my problem is, I think this whole creativity issue is going to come back to haunt us in the long run. We have got an abundance going forward, but we don't have somebody to unlock it now. So I'm hoping he can figure that out.
Yeah. Guys, we all love Arsenal. We all want our team to get top 4. Let's be realistic. It's going to be tough, but I have hope. If you guys don't have hope and you think we're not going to get top 4, at least back the guys. Support the team, because you know what? It's going to be a tough season. If you're pessimistic, if you're positive, either way, we support the same club. We like the same players. We support the same team. We should all be nice to each other. And I just don't want the fans getting at each other. I don't like it when Arsenal fans we bicker between each other too much.
I agree with you, man. I agree. Like, look, we got to give him a season. We got to give him the season, unless it gets worse progressively. And I'm hoping it doesn't happen, because I do like him. I do like what he's trying to do. I do like what he's trying to put across to the team. But there is something lacking that's making us just negative right now, because we don't have that transition. So let's see what happens, bro. Fingers crossed, man. I hope you're right.
Hopefully. But yeah, before we head out, I was just gonna shout out the channel. Tell people where they can find me. You guys can find me at EGTV if you want to check it out. Where is it?
Yeah, man.
There we go. Yeah, you guys can find me on EGTV, and you already know what that is. But yeah, and on the other hand, we play Europa League football on Thursday, so look out for that on Thursday. It's hard to get yourself up for.
I think you're frozen, bro. Are you still there?
For games after loss, man.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I'm still here.
That's cool. Look, let's see what comes, and with regards to the channel here as well, we've got lots coming up. Please like, please subscribe, turn your notifications on. We've got a coming up time. We've got Kish and Lee Judges. Lee Judges is finally back, so we're looking forward to having him and hearing his views. I heard his views yesterday on AFTV, and they were quite fiery. So I'm quite looking forward to questioning him. So any of you guys in this chat, make sure you get to ask those questions to those boys. And obviously you'll be seeing a lot more from myself and Egal over the course of the coming weeks.
Can I just shout out this guy?
Right, it's your show, man. Go for it.
01. He says, we all wake up on match days backing up the club 100%. I don't think any Arsenal fans want us to come up empty. I agree with you. I don't think any Arsenal fan wants us to lose, but sometimes I kind of sense they're prepared to say what they want to say, win, lose, or draw. Their agendas stay.
Old school goon to bring back Shaheen. What do you mean bring back Shaheen? Why, don't you like us or something? Yeah, he'll be here.
No,
He'll be
no,
here
he
as well.
likes he
Shaheen will
likes
be here
Shaheen.
on.
Cool. Shaheen's cool. But yeah,
That's cool, man. That's cool. Okay, well, bro, man, this is your thing, isn't it? So I'll let you sign.
hey, we're out of here. And you know what? The only thing that can make this week a little bit better, we move on and we beat Manchester United at Old Trafford. That's it. We got to do that. And you know what? Big up to
Let's hope.
everybody.
Let's
If you guys
hope,
haven't
bro.
already liked, shared, subscribed the video, and if you watch this long, do me a favor, put a comment in the comment section, and the following video next week we'll shout out your comments. So everybody here, put a comment in the comment section after the video, and next video we'll go through the comments, picking our favorite comments and reading them out. So yeah, thanks guys.
Peace out, everyone. We'll see you soon. See you Wednesday for Real Talk. I'm Laval. That was Egal from Egal TV. Great show, Egal. Thank you, bro. And now.